Welcome back to Aeons End. We're playing against the Blight Lord. We have Double X, otherwise known as Xanos, I guess, and Ulgimor. Ulgimor's down to 5 health. That's pretty brutal. We have beaten the Blight Lord down to 62 health, but let's get into it. So this will be another episode, which will be another round, and yes, I shuffle the cards beginning of every episode, so I have no idea what turn order is. Now, well, let's hope Ulgimor gets to go first. We can get rid of that Viridian, creeping Viridian, but I don't know who's going first. Who is it going to be? Player 1, Xanos, gets to go first. Okay, let's go over to the Xanos play area and let him take his turn. Alright, pretty simple. We are going to be casting Amplify Vision. And by casting this, focus your closed breach with the lowest focused cost. That's going to be breach 2. And to focus it, it rotates one way. So there we go. We can now prep a spell to it, but we will have to cast it in the next turn. And then it says deal 2 damage. If all your breaches are opened, deal 1 additional damage. They're not. So we're going to be dealing 2 damage. And of course we're dealing the 2 damage to the Blight Lord, taking him down to 60 health, which is still a pretty hefty health, but it is something. Alright, now we're going to be playing cards for Xanos, and he's got lots of good things. Now we can, we're going to prep the spark to the focused breach, which you can do, of course, and then we're going to take flare and prep it to open breach number 1. And now he has 2 crystals for 2 ether, and he has the Vim Dynamo. Suffer 1 damage. Any player draws 2 cards. We could do that, or we can destroy this card. Any player gains 2 life and a charge. We're going to destroy this. Okay, we're destroying this card, and we're going to give Ulgimor 2 life and 1 charge. And of course, destroyed cards are out of the game. So we're going to go and do that in a second here. Well, yes, let's go do it right now so I don't forget. We're going to Ulgimor. He's going to get 2 health and a charge. Alright, Ulgimor really needs those 2 health. He's going to go from 5 to 7, if I can find the 7 on the die. And he gets a charge, unless I didn't read that. Yep, that's correct. Alright, back to Xanos to continue his turn. Alright, continuing Xanos' turn. He only has 2 crystals left. He's going to spend them for 2 ether. Give himself 1 charge. It's the end of his turn, so he's going to discard the cards, of course, from his hand that he played. And they go. He's going to draw 5 new cards for his next turn. And the 5 cards that he drew are Crystal, Void Bond, Crystal, Crystal, Crystal. So that's going to be his hand for the next turn. Alright, back to the turn order deck. Let's see who goes next. Alright, turn order deck time. Let's hope it's not the Nemesis. Oh, and it isn't. Oh, it's player 2. Alright, that is exactly what I wanted. Let's go over to Ulgimor. Let's see what he's going to do. Alright, I was hoping for this, and it happened. Alright, well, Ulgimor back to 7 health, so that's pretty good. Now, he can generate 7 ether, which is pretty darn awesome. And that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. So he's going to gain 2 ether for the Haunted Barrelite. Oh, hang on. Before I get too excited here, let's cast spells from breaches. We don't have to cast this one, but we may as well. So he's going to cast Spark. So getting ahead of myself here, because I know we can do something pretty exciting. All right, so that's going to take him down to 59 health. So getting there. And now we're going to take a look and play his cards. So he's going to be playing the Coal Shard. If you have 2 life or less, which he doesn't. Otherwise, you gain 3 ether, gain a charge, and suffer 2 damage. So he's going to gain another charge. He's almost up to full charge. He's going to lose 2 health. He's going to go down to 5. Okay, we can handle that. Gain 3 ether, a charge, 2, and lose 2 health. Alright, so that's 3 ether, 4, 5, 6, 7 ether. He has 7 ether. He's going to prep his spark to open breach 1. Why is having 7 ether so awesome? Because we have 1 charge left on the Creeping Viridian Power. And to discard it, we can spend 7 ether. If we don't discard this, then any player is going to gain a Tainted Jade and place it in their hand, advance the Tainted Track. We don't want to advance the Tainted Track. I know we can get a really awesome card for Ulgimor, but I think we're going to discard this by spending all 7 ether. Away it goes. Creeping Viridian, see you later. And now we can put these back in any order. So we're going to put them Coal Shard. Actually, we're going to put Haunted Burlight, Coal Shard. Oh, I don't know. I think we're going to put it in this order. This one first, then the 2 crystals, then the Coal Shard. Alright, on top of the deck, it flips over, and he's going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards for his next turn. And he's going to have a crystal, a spark, Haunted Burlight, and the dratted, annoying Tainted Jade. Alright, wow, that was his turn. I think that was good. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Now, back to turn order. We're going to see who's going next. Alright, turn order time. And it's going to be player 1. Wow, okay, player 1 is going to go. Which, yeah, is what it is. Alright, let's go over to Xanos, or Double X, as I like to call him, and we'll have him take his turn. Alright, Xanos taking his turn. He's going to fire off the Spark spell for 1 damage, so that's going to take our Blight Lord down to 58. Now we can hang on to this spell in the breach. Reveal the top card of the order deck and place it back on the turn order. If you reveal a player card, deal 3 damage, otherwise deal 1. Very likely that this spell is only going to deal 1 damage because we have 2 Nemesis cards and a player card in the deck. So I may not... You know what? I'm not going to cast that spell. It's in an open breach, which means you can hang on to the spell. You don't have to cast it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cast it. And then I'm going to take the Void Bond. We're going to... Ooh, I can't prep it to a closed breach. However, I do have 1, 2, 3. I have 4... Oh, man. What do I want to do? Ooh, this gets trickier and trickier. I could... I can focus, open, wow, oh man, see now I gotta decide what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 ether to focus, open, or focus breach 2, which now means I can prep a spell. So I'm going to prep the Void Bond to it. Alright, that leaves me 2 ether, which I'm going to use to give myself a charge. And that is going to be the end of Xanos' turn. He's going to put his cards, of course, the discard pile in any order. They're all the same, won't matter. I'm going to drop 5 new cards. 1, 2 crystals. His deck flips over to 3 more cards off of the top, and he's going to end up with Amplify Vision, crystal, 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 crystal. All right, that was his turn, basically his last turn for this episode, because he's already gone twice. All right, back to turn order. See who's up next. Very likely the Nemesis. Alright, turn order deck. Yeah, it is the Nemesis. No surprise there. The Nemesis has no cards out, though. So that's good. Wow, we didn't get that triggering effect from the Creeping Viridian. But unfortunately now we do need to process a Nemesis card. Ooh, and these are always brutal. Well, this time it's a Spard Spitter. Shard Spitter. It could be a Spard Shitter. Alright, sorry about that. 5 health. Alright, persistent effect. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Any player gains a Tainted Jade and places it on top of their deck. Damn it. This guy sucks. We're going to have to deal with this guy. We are going to have to deal with him. But he is now out there. I'm going to put the little die on here. He has 5 health. And yeah, he's going to be damaging Gravehold now and sticking those rotten Tainted Jade cards into the top of our draw deck. That's not good. Well, it is what it is. We're going to come back. We're going to draw another card and see who's up next. All right. Well, it doesn't really matter. This guy's going to trigger. There's not much I can do about it, because even if player 2 goes now, he doesn't have enough firepower to take out the Shard Spitter. Yep, it's the Nemesis. He went twice in a row with a bugger. Alright, persistent effect. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Well, here we go. Gravehold gets beat on first. and it's going to go from 30 health down to 28. Now remember, Gravehold goes to 0 health. We lose the game. And also, any player gains a Tainted Jade, places it on top of their deck. We'll give that to Xanos. So he's going to get one of these lovely Tainted Jade cards. It's going to go to the top of his deck, which is annoying. That only leaves 4 in there. Oh, and yes, I keep forgetting. At the start of every Nemesis turn, we're supposed to look at how many Tainted Jade cards are in the pile. The effect only triggers, though, if there's 1 or 0. So far, we've never had that, but I should be reminding myself of that, but I kind of skip over it because we haven't been at 0 or 1 cards. All right, that was the Shard Spitter. We do now have to process another Nemesis card. Damn it! And what do we have here? Skewer. Oh, that sounds delightful. Attack. Unleash. Oh, man. And the Unleash. Any player gains a Tainted Jade. Okay, let's give that one to Ulgimor. Oh, man, this is good. This is brutal. I don't know if we're going to win this one. This is brutal. So we're going to gain this. This goes to the discard pile of Ulgimor. Damn it. But that's not where it ends. Any player suffers 3 damage and draws a card. We're going to give the 3 damage to Xanos. 10 health down to 7. He's going to draw a card. Gee, what does he draw? Of course, the Tainted Bloody Jade. Wow, brutal. Well, that was Skewer. Xanos sure got skewered by this one attack, and that's basically the end of that. So that's the end of the Nemesis turn. All right, well, when we come back, of course, we know who's going next. It will be Ulgimor. All right, up next, of course, last card. Player 2, Ulgimor. All right, what can Ulgimor do besides scream and cry? Let's go over to Ulgimor and see what he's going to do. Right, Ulgimor, he has a spark. Going to fire that spark off, and he will attack the Shard Spitter, going from 5 health, knocking him down to 4. That guy's really annoying. We want to get rid of him. All right, now it's time for Ulgimor to play cards. So he has, oh man, what do we want to do? Well, he's going to prep his 2 sparks, of course, to his 2 open breaches. Wow, we haven't been getting breaches open very much. Wow, this is bad. I kind of want him to get a charge, but I don't think we're gonna. See, we can get 2, 4. He can get 5 ether, but he's gonna have to take a damage. Oh man, we got to get rid of these things too. You know what? He's going to spend the 2 ether from the Haunted Burlite to destroy the Jade. So that's going to get rid of that out of his hand, and that's going to make 4 go back. So he spent that. He has 1 left to spend. He'll spend it. Why not? And that's basically going to be the end of his turn, which is very quick. But those Tainted Jade crystals are really annoying to get rid of. Puts his cards in there. He's going to drop 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For his new hand. He has lots of good stuff, and we're going to go and wrap up this turn. Alright, so that's going to end off this episode. Wow, I don't know, this guy is nasty. We got the Nemesis down to 58 health, but I don't know, and our Tainted Track hasn't moved at all, which is, I suppose, good, but yeah, brutal, very brutal. So thanks so much for watching along. Once again, Aeons End with everything thrown in the mix, randomly chosen. We're up against the Blight Lord. We now have Xanos at 7 health, Ulgimor at 5, and things getting uglier. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. Really appreciate it. Join me next time for the continuation of the fight of Xanos and Ulgimor against the Blight Lord.